Good morning, everyone. This is Christine Till, the Marketing Mentress, and I have a tip for you today. I'm just going to tell you a little bit of background to this tip. A few years ago, I was working at a job and always had other streams of income in the background working for me because I had learned to create multiple streams of income and have them all working for us so that if one ever took a hit, there was always income coming in to help the family. And what I decided was I was going to take this job. So I got a job. I was working for a senior care organization that provided home care services for seniors. And while I was working there, that was during the time of 2008 when they had the big stock market crash in the fall of 2008. And I had worked very hard with that company. We had built the income to the tune of $22,000 a month over and above what they had coming in when I first started there. And we did that in 6 months. But then by the time we hit March of 2009, the income was down to what it was when I first started. So we had to start from scratch. And I started reading their research that the company had done, and they discovered that 73% of the time seniors make decisions, they are helped or assisted to make those decisions by their kids. And it's usually the gals, the daughters-in-law, the granddaughters, the nieces. And those seniors, so 73% of the time, the kids are there or the family is there to help them make those decisions. So I said to my boss one day, what are we doing giving a presentation at a senior center when our target audience, this is at 10 o'clock in the morning, when our target audience is where? At work. So they were online at night, searching through social media, trying to find solutions to their pain because they were working full time, having to come home, look after mom and dad, make sure they got their meds, help them get ready for bed, make sure they had a good meal, clean the house, and cater kids all over the place, take them to soccer practice and baseball practice and hockey practice and music lessons and all those kinds of things. And they really needed help. And so they would be in tears at night trying to find a solution for their problem. And so I was trying to figure out how to do this because I was not on social media. Social media was totally new to me. I wasn't on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter, or there was no Instagram at that time yet. And I called my oldest son, Michael, who happens to be one of the lead programmers at Amazon. And he said, well, Mom, why don't you use LinkedIn? And I went, yeah, right. What is LinkedIn? So he told me, and he helped me get started with it. But I was so nervous that I read the entire terms of use for LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Right. It was a good week's worth of dry reading. So I did that, and it really helped me to understand exactly where I stood in using the social media. And I used LinkedIn to find people to interview for a podcast show that my son helped me get set up. And we called the podcast show Elder Care 911, and I became the elder care specialist. And because my boss didn't want to do social media marketing, I did it. I took it upon myself to work with social media. And by doing that, I was able to help bring up the income another $10,000 a month. But it took us a bit longer because the seniors and their families were struggling with what to do. How should they spend their money? Because was there going to be enough money left? How long were they going to be around? They wanted to make sure that their money was going to last as long as they did, in a matter of speaking. So I became quite successful in getting people, finding them on LinkedIn, doing searches on LinkedIn, and being able to find them to interview on my show. And then we set up speaking engagements where we would go and speak at activity centers, seniors activity centers, where we could co-present, and sometimes I would have an optometrist come and co-present, or somebody who had products and services for seniors, and I found most of these people on LinkedIn. Then a few years later, or 2.5 years later, I was no longer working for this organization, and so I thought, well, I could just go out and get a job. I don't present myself up as a frump. I don't have dementia, so I should be able to get a job. Well, I got 4 job interviews and 1 offer for $10 an hour. And once I got over the shock, I realized I needed to talk to my son again. He said, well, Mom, you could do a marketing show. So that's how the Marketing Mentress was started. And we started this marketing show. And I used LinkedIn again to find people to interview on my show. And one of the interviews was for a recyclable fire extinguisher. And the caption I put on that, because I would write a blog that I would publish with the actual interview so that people could read a little bit about the person that I interviewed. And I would put a headshot there and a link to their website and some of their social media. And it was a 9-inch long tube that was about 1.5 inches in diameter, and it packed the wallop of more than a 10-pound red fire extinguisher. And there was a great demo that this person had on their website, and the director of safety in Orange County, California, saw this and listened to it, and he contacted me through the podcast saying, put me in touch with this guy. I need to get these fire extinguishers throughout our entire county. It worked. It proved to me that it really worked. It really, really, really worked. And on Facebook, I had, within the first hour of posting an interview when I was with the senior care organization, within the first hour, I had a response back from a gal on there saying, oh my gosh, I had no idea something like this was available to help me with my 90-year-old dad. And so I learned that using social media was very beneficial. And on LinkedIn, to find the ideal clients that you need for your business, there is a search mechanism that you can use. And I can tell you all about this as soon as you click on that button below here and book an appointment with me, and we will have a discovery chat, and I will show you how to do that search for your ideal clients on LinkedIn. I'm Christine Till, the Marketing Mentress, and I hope you make it a great